Welcome to Comic Toy Reviews. This is a review of Tarantula, a Spider-Man villain. He's Spanish, and actually he was called La Tarantula, La meaning the, but comics, and it sounds better that way, is La Tarantula, but they've in recent years just changed it and call him Tarantula. I think it's a 1970s character. The funny thing is, this idea with a costume with a big spider in his chest and his red and black costume looked like it had potential to be a really good Spider-Man villain, but he never quite became one of those characters that's remembered as being the top-of-the-line Spider-Man type of villain. Not sure why. I think maybe the costume colors were wrong. Maybe the red on black really didn't stand out as visually good as it could have been. Maybe if it had been reversed, had the reds been black and the black part been red, it would have been a more fierce look. And if they gave him a full face mask and maybe so you couldn't see anything, like red eyes or something, it would have been just a little change, could have turned him into visually a much better character. But he's at least one of those characters that's been around there for a while. There's been a couple of different versions of the character taking up the costume. This figure was made by Hasbro, and it serves a good example of why I like to go over the articulation points on both sides and show you what the figure can do, because this figure has some weird articulation like no other, and articulation that doesn't make sense in a way. And when I get to the review, you'll see why. But first, the costume was pretty plain. You see nothing really standing out. It's just mostly painted on the body. The only unique thing are these feet. See, these feet have like needles at the end. The character in the comic books, what it has is he has one of these feet has a poison on it that will temporarily incapacitate another enemy, and the other toe has some type of lethal poison in it, which, as the name implies, it's lethal. But the funny thing is, even though he's attacked heroes with it, I've never seen him successfully kill off a hero. So he should just stick with the poison, maybe. Might work better for his villain career if he just stuck to the poison on his toes. Getting to the review. Pretty nice sculpt in the face. I do like the mean look to him. Does look good. The eyes are white. He has tied up like a ponytail, like the mask is a ponytail at the end here. Can go up and down. Can go to the sides. Nothing there. No problem in that version. Looks like he has some upper body hair articulation on this point, but it's really stiff to move. Can't move it on this figure. Upper ball jointed shoulders, up and down, side to side, no problem. Now here's where it gets a little weird. He has a double articulated left and double articulated right hand. His left forearm has an articulation point here. His right forearm does not have an articulation point here. Let's just go through that again. Left forearm, articulation point right there. Right forearm, no articulation point there. Nothing. Left wrist in and out. Left hand fingers have an articulation point. Right hand wrist in and out a little bit. Four fingers have an articulation point. Upper body has some nice ab crunch. Look at that. Really good. And side to side. Hips, ball jointed, in and out. It's pretty stiff on this figure though. Up and down. Stiff articulation on this figure. Upper thigh cut right here at the ball jointed thighs. Double knees. Upper boot got an articulation point. Feet up and down. No side to side. Nice toe articulation there. But overall, why the heck doesn't this turn? Why did they sculpt no articulation there, and on this one they did? Kind of weird, it makes no sense. And one thing to notice also that was disappointing is the Hasbro scale here. It was too small of an action figure. This is a regular 6-inch. This guy is more like a 5.5-inch scale. So you gotta put him in your display collection raised up, or maybe in a crouching position to make up for the difference or something like that. But he should have been probably like a 1/2 inch taller in scale. And again, some weird decisions by Hasbro in this action figure. Overall, an average figure. Could have been better. Has some faults. And the character itself could have been a little more visually dynamic, I think, in terms of the costume. But he is a Spider-Man villain to add to the Spider-Man villains you have, so that's cool. Always good to get another bad guy and character to fight the heroes. It's made by Hasbro, though. Part of their Spider-Man single-carded wave of action figures. Probably can still find it for not too much money on the secondary market. That's it. That's the review. Thanks for watching, and talk to you later. You want to know why the articulation is weird on this action figure? I'd tell you, but even I don't know why. It makes no sense.